Man, I really didn't want to have to make this video because this dude's my guy, but he gotta stop with the CM Punk hate. Now, I am trying to hit 3,000 subs before the end of the week. Help me hit that mark, man. I think we need about 300 more people to do so. Hit that subscribe button for your boy. Now, I'm gonna call him Solo because I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. This dude has been on CM Punk's, he has been on the opposite side of CM Punk for a very long time now. I do believe he is a fair and balanced person for the most part, but we don't necessarily agree on a lot of things. He likes AEW's wrestling. I don't necessarily. I think he thought that the Hangman Adam Page death match was one of the best matches of the year. I don't agree. And one thing we definitely don't agree on is that CM Punk should have been fired. He was one of the people suggesting that CM Punk been fired for a very long time before the Jack Perry stuff. And I didn't feel that way. I believe if things could have been sat down, if they could have sat down like grown men, things could have been handled and AEW would still be in competition with WWE. And if you don't know, I don't believe that AEW and WWE are in competition anymore. I think that ended with CM Punk coming back at Survivor Series. But that's a different topic for a different video. This video is about CM Punk and his promo last Monday. I've had my reactions to it. I made a live reaction to it, and after watching it like 120 times, I've decided that it's it was one of those wipe the slate clean promos. Is there more that I would have liked from it? Of course. When you think about the fact that when you just think about the fact though, like there is an NDA with AEW. He is walking on eggshells and his time got cut short. I think he only had like 8 minutes when his music hit. So maybe there was more he wanted to say. Who knows? But I would have liked some hints towards the future. I would have liked him to address more about the past 10 years. But where me and Solo disagree is he thinks that CM Punk has become The Rock. And me personally, I just think it's ridiculous. I think you may have a point. You may have a point if CM Punk is part-time. Even if he's on the edge schedule, I could see where you coming from. But what about CM Punk's past have led you to believe that he's going to work one night a year or 4 to 5 nights a year? He just came off a full-time schedule being the head of a show at AEW a couple months ago. Like, he was in AEW like 3 months ago. Like, we know that, right? And if he was a full-time worker there with we could compare him to Edge, but Edge I believe is older and Edge came off a triple neck fusion surgery. Now CM Punk has had some injuries, but none of the extent of that. So what leads us to believe that he's going to be some part-timer and he won't be working a full schedule? Like, we know he's the same age as we know he's the same age as what's his name? Sheamus, right? We know he's younger than R-Truth, right? Like, why does he have to be The Rock? His problem with The Rock and The Undertaker and those guys was the fact that he had to lose to them and they won't be at Monday night the next night. He had to lose to The Rock at Royal Rumble and then at Elimination Chamber, but he wouldn't be at Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 29. He had a problem. He had a problem with losing to Undertaker at WrestleMania 29 because one, he just lost to The Rock back to back, and then Undertaker's not going to be on Monday Night Raw the night after WrestleMania 29, and then he had to lose. He had a problem with losing to Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar wasn't going to be on the Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam 2013, and actually, CM Punk actually told Vince, like, if that's their schedule, I want their schedule. So even if he does take that route, him critiquing it doesn't mean he hated it. It's just it wasn't beneficial for him. And he even said if that's the way it is for them, I want their schedule. Put me on their schedule. And Vince was like, no, we can't have that, and whatever he said. But I don't think, maybe at a certain point CM Punk did hate them, but also John Cena did as well. John Cena has apologized multiple times about how he treated The Rock and how he thought he was selfish and how he's admitted that he's taking The Rock's, like, he's basically The Rock now 10 years ago. Again, I think it's far too soon to be saying that CM Punk is The Rock, because again, The Rock worked, I believe from 20 what we came back in 2011 to about 2013, he worked what, 3 matches or 4 matches, because he had 2 matches against Cena and 2 matches against CM Punk, and then a tag team match. He CM Punk is going to have 4 matches in a month, I'm assuming, because that's what he just did with AEW. He was wrestling Ricky Starks. He was doing 6-man, 8-man tags. Nothing has. I think it's far too. I think it's disingenuous to just assume that he's going to be a part timer, because it's like the only person we could compare it to is Edge, who's came back after such a long break from WWE, not wrestling, but WWE with that level of stardom. Now, obviously, CM Punk is a bigger star than Edge, but with that level of stardom, Edge, like, you can't assume that he's going to work an Edge schedule. You can't even assume he's going to work an Edge schedule, let alone a Rock schedule. So I thought this was very disingenuous by him. We don't agree, like, I don't agree with him on a lot, but this one kind of struck a nerve with me the most, and I don't like that. I didn't like that. It's because it's kind of it's just another way for us to look at CM Punk like a hypocrite or something like that. When it's just like, bro, enjoy the show, bro. Just, you're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. And anybody who thinks the same, you're overthinking it. If you think he's a hypocrite for coming back to WWE after he said everything he said, yeah, you may be right. You may be. I don't agree with you, but I can see why you would think that, even though it's a whole new regime now. It's a whole new ownership. The guy who was the leader when he was the man who even owned the company is trying to sell his last bit of shares in the company. Like, so I don't think Nick Khan was there. The guy made a video about, he said the doctor was there. The doctor isn't even there anymore. So I don't it's a lot of disingenuous talks around CM Punk and his return. Just enjoy it, man. Just enjoy it for what it is. But again, I am trying to hit 3,000 subs before the end of the week. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. We need 300 more people like you to hit the subscribe button. Make my week. Have a beautiful night. Sub the act. Sub the solo, by the way. Peace.